versus suffering. Pain is part of life. It happens to everyone. Suffering, on the other hand, can be a choice. And interestingly, we do not always choose to suffer. There is a purpose to feeling pain. Pain serves as a reliable awareness of the internal and external influences involving our mind and body. When we feel pain, we choose how to respond to it, whether by addressing the source of the pain or ignoring it altogether. When the focus is on the pain itself and not on the meaning of the pain, we suffer. Sometimes we jump to focusing on the suffering without having felt any pain. The International Association for the Study of Pain defines pain as an unpleasant sensory and emotional experience associated with actual or potential tissue damage. The mere memory or even the possibility of pain is enough to bring suffering, perhaps forever, unless we change our focus. We tend to perpetuate pain through incessant negative and unhealthy approaches, such as internal narratives aimed at blaming ourselves, but mostly the world. Typically, it is something or someone else's fault, something outside of our power. The people who have hurt us eventually morph into the invisible creatures in charge of our happiness. The ones who are unfair, unjust, and most importantly, in our minds, omnipotent. We become victims, ultimately, of our own thoughts. Regardless of pain, and sometimes because of the pain, we cling on to those thoughts and refuse to let go. In the words of Zen, attachment is the source of suffering. If we can let go, we will avoid suffering, but we must make the choice consciously. We need to let go of the irrational expectation of a life with a complete lack of pain. Would you trust a workout routine that did not leave your muscles sore at least a little? We already know how to cope with pain, and the deciding factor is the meaning. If we expect and accept the source of the pain, we will meet the pain, accept it, address it, hopefully learn from it, and move on. Every single one of us, when born, will inevitably cry after being separated from our mothers for just a couple of minutes. We are not suffering then. We are letting our moms know that we really, really need them. And when we grow up, the many minutes we had away from mom, when she was preparing our meal and we just could not wait, the ones that caused such a painful and adorable crying will not come back to haunt us and make us suffer. We move on. And our mothers, after enduring possibly the strongest pain ever imagined, will say that that day was one of the happiest days in their lives. Again, it is expected and accepted, and the reward will always outweigh the pain. Carl Jung said, a psychoneurosis must be understood, ultimately, as the suffering of a soul which has not discovered its meaning. When presented with pain, acknowledge its source. Do not focus on the pain itself. Find the meaning in it and take the appropriate action. If your legs are sore because you are training for the London Marathon and you just beat your record, be proud of that pain. You know it means that you have improved. You have met a goal and should savor the moment, because savoring the moment builds the path to gratitude. If you injure yourself during the training, work through the recovery process and acknowledge the pain as a way of getting better. If the pain is something you cannot accept, although it is an expected natural part of life, like the possibility of a broken heart once one has fallen in love with someone, focus on addressing the source of the pain and adjust your expectations. The sooner you can let go of it and find acceptance, the sooner you will be able to move on from the pain. If you do not allow yourself to accept and insist on holding on for days, months, and even years after, you will be suffering by choice. It might sound insensitive. However, this is an argument that competes only against the consequences of our very own suffering. Is the pain present, unexpected, and unacceptable? Act now. You need to heal and move on. Do not waste time feeling sorry for yourself. That will only slow you down and influence you into not even trying. Be your own life coach, the celebrity kind. Make the best possible decisions conducive to your well-being and wholeness. You need the finest in love and caring, and that can only come from one person, you. Listen to the pain. Stop suffering.